Hi, Sairee. Thank you so much for making time. And you know, tell us more about what is this social network all about, and how did you start it, and then we'll take it from there.
All right. First of all, thank you for having me. So I founded Sheroes, and we wanted to build a women's space online. So we are a social network for women, and it's a women-only space. Men are not allowed, and that makes it safe. That makes it easy. That makes it more intimate, high trust. Basically, look, women come to Sheroes to really talk about things they care about, and to learn and to find resources, find their network. There are four things that women get, when they come. One, they find a circle that's rooting for them. We all need cheerleaders, we all need friends, we all need people who are domain experts. So you find that. You find a lot of support. You find a lot of expert information, counselors, doctors. We have a very strong health community. Things like that. And then, look, all of us are creative people. Some of us write, some of us sing, some of us cook, and we can all share that space. So a lot of women share what they do, their own talent, their own creativity, right from gardening to data science. You'll find everything. And then, look, we all want to make money, and a lot more women, especially who are in smaller towns, don't have the same opportunities that you have in Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore.
Right.
So a lot of us are using Sheroes to build up our network, find more opportunities, buy and sell with each other. So if I'm a business owner, let's say, in India, there are a lot of women who run offline boutiques or small businesses offline. They're bringing those businesses online. So Sheroes is really like your club membership where you also do business and you hang out and you share content.
So how did that idea came to you?
Well, to me, look, I still strongly feel that internet's the most magical technology of our times. It's the best thing that's happened to all of us, right? And but look at the status of women. Look at where women are around us, right? Like, there's a lot of room to grow for all of us. If you're a woman in this country, your list of dreams is pretty big because you didn't start at a level playing field. So I feel internet can bridge that gap. If maybe I can't go and talk to every woman offline, but on Sheroes I can talk to 15 million women at the same time.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's the magic. To say, hey, look, India, and it's one of those India first phenomena. It's like the leapfrogging, the landlines, that you can't build this product in Western Europe. You can't build this in Scandinavia. You can't build this in Silicon Valley. This is a very developing world product. Jahan pe, where women still have, I want to do something with my life aspiration.
That's right.
And look, about 200 million women want to do something with their life in India.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to do. To say, hey, look, it's such a simple thing. And all we did was build a tech product. Right? And I'm particularly inspired by what Tesla did. Basically, look, renewables is not a new problem. But what they did was they built a product consumers want to use. Right? So we feel if you build a simple enough product that people will use, so we don't put gender gap, right? We don't say when you use Sheroes, your own status will improve, right? Or your gender index will go up. But when a user uses it, that's what happens.
Absolutely. And see, in the work environment, women must be facing a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So what is the advice that you give it to them when they face any kind of a problem?
Well, the first advice is to talk about it, right? I think a lot of our problems are problems in our head, or sometimes we think I'm the only one who has this problem, but turns out all of us have the same problem, but we never share notes, right? So Sheroes is a space for share notes, and I totally feel that it gets our problems feel lighter when somebody else acknowledges them. Even if they're not solved, if somebody says, I understand, that means a lot, right?
Absolutely.
So I think share it, because we are all human beings. We all just, cucumbers with anxiety. So that's one major piece of advice. And two, I say execution's everything, right? Like, if you want to do something, then do it. Don't worry about log kya kahenge, do I have the resources, should I ask my husband? somehow I think as Indians we're very permission seeking, and as Indian women we're even more permission seeking. हम सब wait करते रहते हैं कभी कोई बोलेगा कि आप करो, कोई कभी भी नहीं कहता है, right? Nobody ever comes and says you should do this. So just do it, right? Like, you know, don't wait on, because people are not even thinking about you, right? So just think about yourself and do what you want to do, right? At max you'll fail, but the lessons you learn in failure are way more valuable than not doing anything.
Right. And do you think the behavior towards women working in the environment, especially from the family and the society perspective, because generally when I talk about from a business perspective, we can't change the society that easily. Like I had a HR and she was getting married, and her family said that the boy is in Delhi, so you'll have to go to Delhi. And she was a very strong HR, so she fought for it, and she said first he will have to find a job in Calcutta, then I'll shift. And she tried her level best. Unfortunately, the person did not get a job in Calcutta, and then she had to shift. But then at least she tried. Otherwise, generally the pressure from the society and the family is so high that they have no choice.
Exactly. So, and the pressure is high also because look, as women we do start from a slight disadvantage, and that disadvantage comes from many places. Some of it is societal, right? लड़कियों को खाना बाद में दो, women have periods, don't go out alone. But it also comes from barriers like women don't have any inheritance in India, right? Boys get all the property, right? So your income inequality starts from there, because you start with low capital in your life and it continues for the rest of your life. And then the narrative is that you're a property of either father or husband, right? It's such a poor narrative because it treats women in such bad light. So look, I think you do, there are a lot of these barriers. Then that's why we are so committed to say, hey, how do we strengthen women? Because when you are in charge of your own life, like our tagline says, take charge, right? When you are in charge, then nobody else is in charge, right? Like, if this girl was a little more sort of, headstrong, or if she had a little more support from someone, she would have put her foot down to say, dude, you figure it out, right? Like, not only I'm marrying you, I'm going to like have a kid for you, I'm going to live in your house, you can't do this for me, right? So look, I think we have to strengthen women more and more, and we have that, ultimately a lot of gender is also power, right? So we have to shift this power a little bit, and power shifts happen in many ways. Money is a big shift, of course. Just your starting points, equal opportunity, right? Those are big shifts. And of course, family behaviors, early childhood behaviors, right? So we can't go back and change our parents, but we can change where we are today. We can change, how we raise our kids now. We can change the workplaces we built today, and of course we can make a lot of policy changes, right? So like something as simple as to say 70% of government loans are going to go to women. That means you will see more women entrepreneurs, right? Making remote work easier. These are all policy changes that will trigger it, right? So it's a set of things at every level, but at the end of the day we have to realize that, dude, if we don't sort of normalize this and equalize this, it's going to sort of hit us very badly.
Right. And even in the family, if a woman is standing for something, so the support that she's supposed to get is from dad and mom, but generally she will not get the support from mom because mom will still support dad, and then she's generally alone.
So like, look, these are very entrenched power dynamics, right? Because both mom and dad are also from the same system that perpetuated this, So a lot of this is really it's strange, right? A lot of us have found a lot of support from strangers in stranger situations. Colleges happen all the time. In workplaces, we see that. And people who've been through the same story, right? Like we all find resonance and say, oh, you had this problem and I had this problem. So we realize a little bit of that. And community behavior is that, to say, hey, we have common stories. We have common stories, we can find common solutions.
And I'm sure, the what we have seen in our offices is sometimes there are people in the female category, there are people who are a little casual because of whatever society pressure that they have, and there were exceptional people, exceptional women who have who have done exceptionally well. nobody has ever got a standing ovation in our company.
Yeah.
But we had a previous HR than this HR, and she when she left the company after working with us for 5 years, and she was just walking from her place, and wherever she went, everyone stood up and they clapped for her, because she took care of everyone so nicely. And so there are like people who want to really do well, and sometimes the support does not come to them. And say in case someone is wanting to restart their career after their having a kid, is there a typical problem that they face? Because I've seen a lot of problems in that area.
Yeah, so look, I think what happens is opportunities move very fast. The markets change very fast these days. Almost no one I know has gone back to the job they had. Right, like because your company is constantly churning, and your juniors have come where you were, and then you're sort of at the same place, so that dynamic changes by the time you go back. I would definitely say, if you're on a break, acquire new skills, upgrade yourself on the break, because the truth is everyone's looking for highly skilled people, and there are some skills which are always valuable. And like I always say, coding is one such skill, right? If you know one of the latest languages, like today if you know React, then people will love you, right? And same with a lot of the newer technologies. So use that time to build something for yourself, so that when you go back, you don't go on a step down, you go on a step up. Right, so breaks need not be detrimental all the time, but you have to plan them, you have to get more help, and obviously, which means that you'll be also doing a lot of hard work.
Sure. So with all these problems that you see, whom do you think is going to fix all these problems? Is it the individual who is supposed to fix it, or the society? And I don't know what society.
Well, we are all society, right? We are all the little atoms of the society, right?
Or is it the corporate who are supposed to fix it up?
Look, corporate society too, right? Like, I mean, you're not a corporate until you get into that office, right?
Absolutely.
So, look, we are all society, and I don't think it's one side's job, but I think there are two kinds of solutions. One is inside out, right? When we are reflective and solutions come from within, and one is outside in, which is Soviet style, let's make everyone do this, or Chinese style, let everyone have one child, right? They do work, but they cause other problems, right? So I believe that look, if as a country, we pride ourselves in a free market democracy, free speech, this whole idea of India that we have. Why not use it to our advantage, right? To say, hey, why don't we consciously build a story where every individual can take more charge, every woman out there can be part of a bigger story, and then corporates and government and policy can sort of create more triggers.
Absolutely.
Create more happy triggers, create more money triggers, create more change making, fasten the change making. But all change really happens when people decide to make a change for themselves.
Thank you so much. We understood a lot about it, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who are not aware of Sheroes will certainly join in as well. And because these are the places where people can come and collaborate and build themselves.
Absolutely.
And anywhere any one of us can be of any help, do let us know. And since this is our second edition, we have this series running, which is 2 years, 2 tips. So what are the 2 powerful tips that you want to share with all of us? It can be from any walk of life.
Sure. So one of my favorite tips is that a little deafness is very nice in life. So you don't have to listen to everything everyone says. So it's all right to hear everyone, but it's all right to do your thing, because nobody has the perspective you have, right? Your perspective is very much your own, and to take time to make yourself happy, right? Take time to do things that you love, things you care about, whatever makes you happy, whether it's yoga or art or sports or coding, whatever is your thing, do your thing.
Thank you so much, and we enjoyed it. If you have any further question, do let us know. We will see if she's around, then we will ask her, or otherwise we'll try to get her on email. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.